see if there's any competition at that spot. That's alarming. But Matt, I think, played okay, so we're going to see what happens there. Defense is outstanding, so I'll answer your questions for you.
Front row right here, Rob.
Urban, a lot's been written and talked about the offense this year. The defense really has kind of stepped up the last few games. What impresses you most about the defense, and is it championship caliber?
I think it's still too early to tell. I think, you felt the D-line in several games, and, like Indiana, you couldn't feel them because the ball was out so fast. I felt, the line of scrimmage was dominated. Coach Johnson's bunch was, the good thing is you see guys like Coop and Chase Young even get in there, so there's great depth. We get Draymond Jones back next week. Everything seems like it's healing correctly, and I mean, he's a weapon as well. So I just, I don't want to take away, our pass defense when you hold them to look like 16 yards or something like that passing. That's good secondary play, but I know why they didn't throw very much. The D-line was all over them.
Back row left, Ari.
Urban, we've asked you all year about the wide receivers, and it looked like today that they had a really productive day all around, especially Ben Victor. We've talked about whether or not anybody's rising to the top. What did you notice about Ben specifically, and did the wide receivers take a jump in your mind here in the last 2 weeks?
I think they've not a jump, but a steady incline, on a bunch of the first-time players for us. Even Terry and Paris were here for some years, but they weren't really instrumental in our offense, and they're the leaders of that group, the Zone 6 group, and they block well, they perform well. Very pleased with their attitudes, and they're making plays, so very pleased with them.
Front row right here, Tim.
Urban, you guys just dominated Maryland, obviously, but I would think in your mind, the special team gaps, just what are you thinking about there, and what needs to be fixed? I mean, obviously it was almost across the board.
Yeah, field goal. The young freshman gave up a little block field goal. Our punter did not hit the freshman punter, didn't hit it very well. And then the veteran kicker, I'm still befuddled with, we're the only team in the country that can't kick the ball down the field. And so it's something I have to really strongly evaluate and find out why. And then obviously kick return, we're part of our kickoff, a big part of our kickoff is kick the ball on target. We're not on target. So that's something to work on and get fixed, and there's some people very upset about that, and I'm one of them, so we'll find out.
Second row left middle, Jacob.
Coach, obviously you guys almost had 600 yards tonight, but there was a couple drives there where it looked like the offense wasn't as sharp as it was early, but then the defense seemed to kind of jumpstart them. Just to talk about the defensive line again, what does that do for an offense when they're playing at
it was around the time Bowen got hurt. We got backed up a couple times and couldn't get it out of there. It was very disappointing. Then we shanked the punt. I think we had 2 fourth-down stops, so the defense just smothered them and stopped them. And I think Tim asked, is it championship-level defense? You start doing that against a team like that went down. And then they're once again very realistic. The team that went down there and they were running much more quarterback run against Texas, and obviously the quarterbacks, top 2 quarterbacks got hurt. So the defense was just a great effort. And if you can screw up on offense like that, those 2 or 3 series we had to have a defense save the day. That's part of playing great defense.
Front middle, Austin.
Urban, you've said a lot of times that quarterbacks get too much credit or too much blame, but it looks as if JT is playing with a lot more confidence the last few weeks. Is that what you see, or are you thinking, feeling, noticing a change with him in the last few games?
Yeah, it all ties in together. I don't see, I see our offensive line getting a little better. I think we still got a long way to go in that area, and the receivers are making really good plays for him. Even though some of those short ones are getting those 8, 9, 10 yard on the bubbles and those type of things. So I think our quarterback receivers are working very well together. Marcus Ball's really coming on at the right time. So I think he's getting much better, and he's hitting stride a little bit.
Front row right over here, Bill.
I mean, there were 2 targeting calls. The one on Damon Arnett was something really obvious, but the one with Denzel, what did you see on that? What did you think that was?
I didn't see Denzel yet. I saw Damon's right from me. It's 55 or whatever it was. And I'm so angry about that. He's got to sit probably for the first half. So, yeah, not very bright.
But with Denzel's, which the crowd thought was scooping score.
I haven't seen it.
And final question over here to the right, Tony.
Along those lines, Jeff Okuda stepped in today. We'll have to step in next week. How important was it to have him out there today and also next week?
Yeah, he's on a steady incline. He's a true freshman, one of the top recruits in America, and we thought we could get some production out of him. And I think everybody's excited about his. I know everybody's very excited about his future. It's time for him to go. And we're obviously playing him. He's part of the rotation now.
Great, Coach. Thank you very much, guys.